Good morning. It's Vijay here. Today is Wednesday, 11th September 2025. Welcome to yet another episode of Pre-Market Commentary. Yesterday was the sixth day when the bulls overpowered the bears. But if you ask somebody in the market, they would say market is sideways, market is dull, market doesn't have volumes. But slowly and steadily, the bulls are gaining their ground, and 6 days on a trot is very, very impressive. So while the market looked, sideways for most part of the time, Nifty closed in the green with about 100 plus points, which is significant. However, the bears are saying that it has not crossed 25,000. It is true, it is struggling at 25,000 because there are a lot of people who have written calls at 25,000, 25,200. So it will be difficult for the bulls to really overpower them. But sometimes, when there is no news, that is good news, is what I call. So yesterday we have had no news really speaking. Yesterday night I'm talking of after the market. So today we open with really no bad news. That is the first sign. That is the first important, let's say, point for a bull market to continue. And so that is what has happened. Yesterday, what was the highlight? Highlight was autos all fell down, but autos have gone up about 15% in the last 6 weeks. So a little bit of respite was expected. However, I'm a little bit nervous on autos because I don't think they'll report good results. I also feel that they are overvalued for the short term. Maybe in the next quarter they'll do well, but right now the GST benefits will only come in the next quarter. So I would be a little bit careful in getting into auto. We had Ashok Leyland. We have moved out of Ashok Leyland day before yesterday, and so we will wait and watch it. With the one stock I want to buy in autos is Ashok Leyland. Defense stocks again saw a return. Defense seemed to be again catching the flavor of the punters. Insurance stocks also went up because they are expecting some GST relaxation. Oracle Finance went up because Oracle reported very, very good results there in US, and Oracle Finance caught on to that. PSU banks rose yesterday because there is a Manthan. The government has promised, as a program where the PSU banks chiefs meet at a particular place, and they label that program as Manthan, where a churning of ideas happens. There are some reports that further consolidation may happen in the banks. So all the banks, PSU banks. What happened on the institutional side, as I mentioned yesterday, that Kotak Bank's big number was there where the government, FPI was selling, so it has got absorbed mainly by DIS, 5,000 crores buying, and FIs have only sold 116 crores in cash, significantly lower. Globally, Dow Jones fell down yesterday while Nasdaq and S&P hit an all-time high, mainly because of the PPI numbers, producer price index numbers. See, what I am saying may look ridiculous, but I am fairly certain of what I'm saying. See, now the Bureau of Labor Statistics gives this data. Now, Bureau of Labor Statistics guy has been thrown out by Trump and is brought in a lackey of Trump, basically a chamcha of Trump. And he will see that the data will come in such a manner that the Fed will be forced to reduce interest rates significantly. Most people are thinking it will be reduced by 25 basis points. I won't be surprised if it is 50 basis points. Nobody's talking about it, but I really won't be surprised. So, what will happen to that is if it is 50 basis points, the markets will flare up in the US. Some of it may come to India. Even if it is 25 basis points, I'm expecting money to come to India. So, you will see the numbers. What happens there in the US is that they get revised the next month. So, this month is crucial because the Fed meet is there next week. So, if make up the numbers to suggest that Fed should reduce interest rates, then they will reduce it next month. Is dekha jayega kind of thing. We will see what happens. So the European markets were not that great. Brent is steady at 67 and odd. Gold and silver are finding resistance at upper level. Gold made a new high, but it couldn't hold it. I think a consolidation is in the offing. So an interesting thing here on data, FIs are supposed to be abandoning India, and that abandoned even in the debt market. But surprisingly, in the last 3 months, FIs have bought about 3.3 billion net into the debt market. And this was the debt outflows was about 4 billion in the April to June quarter, but July to September, just in 2.5 months, they have brought in 3.3 billion, which is a fantastic, I think, input. We should look at it. Yesterday was also day on 10th of every month. You have the mutual fund data. Yesterday's data was 33,000 crores mutual fund inflows in equities versus 42,000 last month. The reason for it is because last month they had a lot of NFOs and they would have put a lot of pressure on the mutual fund distributors to get in money. This month there was no such pressure. So 33,000 crores. But what is important is SIP inflows, which was 28,265 crores vis-a-vis what was last month, which was 28,464 crores, which is not a significant change. So 28,000 crores is almost assured. That is why I tell people I would like to be bullish, because liquidity is driving the market and liquidity continues to be significantly higher than what we saw in the last few years. And one more good news for the market: Fitch, another rating agency, has increased the FY26 GDP for India growth to 6.9% from 6.5%. So some of the stocks which may be in limelight today are the PSU banks again. We also will have Infosys because they have their board meeting tomorrow. There is also a rumor that TCS may be pressurized to give a buyback like what Infosys did. So there could be some focus on TCS and Wipro and HCL Tech because of the Infosys effect. Adani Power has got some order from Madhya Pradesh government, so that may be in focus. Biocon has inaugurated the first US manufacturing facility in New Jersey. You see, Trump is asking pharma companies to invest in US, and then he will not put tariffs on that. So Biocon may be a beneficiary because Biocon can turn around and say that we have invested in US. DRL, Dr. Reddy has bought a Stajirion, okay, sorry for difficult to pronounce, from Janssen Pharma. This is an anti-vertigo drugs. So that may help Dr. Reddy to consolidate its position in the pharma industry. RVNL has got some big order, about 170 crores for 70 crores, which may help them. The bottom line may be much better, is what people feel. Then Reliance Industries has started something called Reliance Intelligence, a new company in AI. Muthoot Capital has completed its, they redeemed their commercial paper, because these commercial papers, when they're issued, especially by the NBFC, especially for the where they're not rated very, very highly, the market looks at it whether they can repay, and they have repaid. So Sasken Technology may be under pressure because the CTO has resigned, and generally, things are good across the board, but the bears are still not, realizing it. In my opinion, it was 93% FI short position. Today has come to 89%. I think the smarter guys are covering and moving on. So today is the weekly expiry for Sensex. So you may see some volatility, especially after 2:30. So we continue to buy. I'm tired of repeating. Only when I change my tune to bearishness will I come back and report. But right now we buy on declines. It's difficult to make money in this market as a day trader because the movement is very less. Even in the best of the stocks, you don't get any movement because it opens with a gap up. Then you are stuck, because even if you want to buy on decline, when the decline comes, after that the rally is not there. So it is a tough environment. We are aware of it. It's not new. But whatever you do, I hope it is successful. Thank you for joining me.